So, Thomas let me know today that we are in for real tearjerkers. The emotions I already feel, I feel a bit of heaviness in my chest, a bit of pressure behind my eyes, but we're going to proceed through this reaction all the same. Today, we're going to be checking out the song Watermelon and Easter Hay, originally by Frank, considered to be one of his masterpieces. So we'll first hear Frank's rendition, then we'll follow it up with his son Dweezil performing it as a tribute to his late great father. So this is going to be a little bit heavy, I assume. Appreciate the heads up, Thomas, the supportive. I'm excited to check this out. It's just I'm preparing my emotions for this because I know it's going to sound amazing and is going to rip my absolute heart out. So yeah, I'm ready to jump in. So let's do it. And when we get to Dweezil's performance, that'll be my first time hearing him play. Wow. Wow, Wow. Dude, his guitar, he just immediately has that, like, lead guitarist protagonist feel. It's slow moving, there's this feeling of, like, etherealness, I don't know. Oh. Wow, and this is so different than the Frank Zappa I'm used to hearing. Oh, I love that it's kind of ebbing and flowing, that tone. It's almost like it dissolves away, thins out in the feedback of the amp. Oh, it's so emotive. Oh my god. What is in this song that I have chills just all over already? It's been that way. It feels larger than life right now. Wow. Kind of gives me Comfortably Numb vibes. David Gilmour, bit of Jeff Beck as well in the phrasing. But really it's just Frank at the end of it all. Oh yeah. Oh. That is pure Frank. Oh. Oh my god, it transcends the song. This backing track is just... Oh. Oh, it's a perfect springboard for what Frank is doing. Wow, this is huge tone. This is just so show-stopping. I don't even know where he gets these notes from, but the atmosphere, the melody, and the background has just been the same throughout. So it's just him just opining on his own work. I would love to hear just like an hour. I mean, obviously, you know, we have what we have, but like just take this backing track and just let Frank solo over it for an hour. I feel like there's just that much room for this to keep growing. Wow, and he maps onto it by the end. Oh, that is so cathartic.
This is the syndrome scrutinizer. Joe has just worked himself into an imaginary frenzy during the payout of his imaginary song. He begins to feel depressed now. He knows the end is near.
Oh, that's chilling. Oh, hey, that's me. Oh my god. Why is that song just so... It's so haunting. Why? Why do I feel that way? There's something deeply emotional about it. Maybe it's the fact that it just is such a departure from what we're used to hearing with Frank's work that puts it almost in a category of its own. If you look at the constellation of all of Frank's work. Now, I have to caveat by saying I don't have as much of a knowledge of his entire work. I'm still working my way through his catalog through this channel. I like that song a lot. I love the slow moving tempo. I think that's something you'll always hear me say about tracks like that just give you the space to grow the song melodically with any of the unique phrasing he wants to employ. He can do that, but really it just allows you to build on the melody in whatever way you see fit, and you're given the space to expand that universe. You know, sometimes with like really fast tempo songs, you have to very quickly explore that space and then move on to the next thing, which can be very, very fun and energetic to listen to on one hand, but also some melodic airs you just want to kind of live in for a bit longer. This is that kind of song where, yeah, if it's like a 7-minute song, I could easily imagine it being doubled in length because there's just so much to add from a creative standpoint, from a melodic standpoint. Frank, of course, he fills that space up with things that just no other guitarist really would ever think to do, from his tone to his style to the notes he selects to the phrasing that he repeats from moment to moment, then just completely lets go of, and by the end of it maps onto the original backing track melody. It's a beautiful song. Really curious to hear how Dweezil performs this. Try Not to Cry challenge. Oh, there it is. Already, that melody is just like immediately, it's ingrained in your brain. And that's all you need. You can just let it ride forever. And by the way, the haunting narrator by the end of it, I had chills. Oh, you can hear the difference in tone Dweezil's using. God, it's pure feel. Oh, it's so gorgeous already. What an emotional performance already. Oh my God. You can see his emotion. You can hear it and feel it. His guitar is just an extension of himself here. I don't know how to properly like characterize Dweezil's style too, because this is, my first time actually hearing Dweezil. I love his playing here. It's extremely melodic, extremely emotive, and definitely does this song justice. Because when you think of like Frank Zappa style, he is extremely eclectic, extremely experimental, drawing from all of the crazy realms of music and just adding a level of technical proficiency that just doesn't feel possible. But he also opts for a lot of emotional risk taking in his guitar playing, and that's Frank. So that's an extremely impossible style to perfectly emulate. And I'm not sure what Dweezil's, let's say influences are through guitar. I'd imagine Frank had an influence on Dweezil. To what extent, I don't know. But as I'm listening to him, I can feel that there are a few substantive differences in the way that they've approached at least, we're halfway through this song. We'll see if Dweezil goes into the more like technical, experimental kind of, let's say, groves of guitar playing that we heard Frank kind of go into. But honestly, like, I would almost prefer it to just be its own distinct thing. Let me know, how should I think of Frank and Dweezil and their styles? Because again, this is my first time hearing Dweezil, but this is really, really powerful stuff. I love this motif he keeps returning to. The bend, right? That first bend every time. Wow, that note in the bend, it just sits in my heart, dude. I don't know why those lower notes sound a lot more punchy. It's like the low notes immediately cut through some fog. I wonder why. Oh, you bring it back, dude. Every time, bring it back. Just chills the entire time. See, this is how like Frank lives on. through performances like this. That's beautiful. Oh man, that was so rich, so emotional. I love that he's carrying on Frank's memory in this way, taking a beloved song and re-envisioning it, giving it new life, but also remembrance. There's a lot of respect in doing that, and he's carrying the honor of his family's legacy forward through doing that. This just feels very cathartic for Dweezil and for all Zappa fans out there, because many fans, I'm assuming just given the timeline of Frank Zappa and Dweezil's existence, have seen them both. And wow, just to pass on the torch in this way, and then to accept the challenge on behalf of Dweezil, that is not an easy feat, because you can imagine there's a lot of pressure to live up to your father if you have a direct one-to-one comparison where you're literally playing his song. And I like that he opted for his own style despite covering something that was from his father. Man, this whole like feeling of family and loss, to me it's all embedded in these two performances as I'm listening. And I appreciate the context, Thomas, because it does help me not only just characterize these songs with that emotional brush, but it makes sense given what we heard in the composition, with the slow tempo, with the scale that we were we're something very minor, something very melancholic, and then that just that repeated single note that gets bent up on the one. That to me is like the shining star melodically and just emotively. I feel like out of all of the cool things that Frank threw at it, at that kind of backing track, and similarly with Dweezil, out of all the things that were thrown at it, the actual center of it all is that single note bend up. This was beautiful. So beautiful. Let me know what you guys think about, anything that I raised during this reaction, or Dweezil or Frank in general, but that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Hope you didn't have too many tears. Luckily, I was able to kind of feel the emotions without tearing up all over myself, but give me the song on a different day where I'm feeling more sad and I'm going to be bawling. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did and want to request one yourself, you can hit the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.